good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever it is for you. Welcome, all my beautiful babies and my kings and my queens and my in-betweens. Welcome to another episode of The Shindig. Thanks for tuning in and listening. Thanks for helping us keep this going. Today, I'm going to talk to one of my dear, dear friends, Heather. Milo, welcome. How are you doing today?
I'm good, Ben. How are you?
I have never felt better in my entire life.
Good, me neither. I'm so excited to be here.
I know. We've been talking about doing a podcast for so long.
So long.
And you were the first person I talked to about it. And now here we are, how many years later? It's fantastic.
I know. I'm so excited.
Yes. You're one of the first people I met when we moved to Florida.
Yes.
Crystal and I, yes.
We ended up living in the same complex, but we met outside of that.
It was crazy. Yeah. I think like an open mic night.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we heard you sing in your song choice, and we're like, those are our people.
Yep. And then I heard your husband, Greg, sing, and we had Crystal and I had the same conversation. Like, let's be friends forever.
Forever.
Well, Heather is an entrepreneur, and she's going to tell us a little bit about her company, Moxie Coach. Tell me a little about that.
Yeah. Well, it is a coaching company. So when I say coaching, I mean life coaching, but so much more than just that. We serve three different customers in our business. The first customer are individuals who want to become coaches and they want to learn the art of coaching. So we have a full certified training program online that they can take and become a certified coach with us. The second audience is existing coaches. So coaches that have either been certified through us or another company, and they want to set up a virtual office. So we have a virtual office space. And then the third group of people that we serve are individuals who are looking for coaches. So they want a coach maybe for their adolescent, or they want a relationship coach or a performance coach, or an athletic coach. So all of those coaches that live on our technology on our website in the virtual office space are available to take clients virtually.
Fantastic. How did you get into that? When did this company start?
Yeah. Well, I started with two amazing women, Renee and Cheryl, and the three of us were working together at the same organization. We're all in learning and development and leadership and training. And then the company that we worked for filed for bankruptcy at the beginning of the COVID pandemic. And so the three of us got together and thought about our strengths and what we really love doing. And what we love doing is teaching others how to coach and lead other people. So we started writing curriculum, which is something that we do, for the coaching program that we now sell. So that was the first thing that happened. And then while we were creating that curriculum, because of COVID, I had to jump on a call with a doctor, and I think it was like Doctor on Demand or Web, one of those. Anyway, and I love the way the technology functioned. I could go on there, find a doctor, set up my appointment, pay for the appointment, show up, and then get my prescription or whatever I needed from the doctor. And I never had to leave my house. And so I went back to my partners and I said, I think we need to add another side to our business beyond just the training, which is I think we should create a virtual office where coaches can come just like Doctor on Demand and set up their own virtual office and never have to leave their house. And again, because we were right in the thick of COVID, it was perfect timing. So we started a tech company as well, which is not what we were expecting to do originally.
What was that like to have to kind of pivot in between? Just kind of approach a different audience that way.
Yeah. So we were in the middle of writing the content, and then we decided to start exploring development companies who create technology. They create apps, they create professional websites. And so we went on a hunt and we didn't know much. So we ended up finding a company and started to work with them. And slowly over time, we learned a lot. What I can tell you is that technology is like a beast who's always hungry, and that beast is really hungry for money. So if you're thinking about building technology, make sure that you have a lot of food for that beast.
There you go. You heard it right here. Yeah, that's what you're up against.
Yeah. And it never ends. I mean, I thought cool, we're going to create this website. Maybe someday it'll be an app, but let's just start basic. And I thought once it's created, it's going to be out there, just like these platforms like Wix or Squarespace or something, and it's just minor maintenance. But when you're creating technology from scratch, there's always some kind of maintenance or design or development that has to happen. And if you add a feature, it could affect all of the other features. So, yeah, you're never done in technology.
That's just kind of the way things were. I think we both grew up, at least at the tail end of the pre-internet age.
Yes.
And it's just trying to think back to what those times were like compared to now. I mean, technology sort of drives everything at this point, and adaptability is really the only thing you can do to stay in the game, let alone stay ahead of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's what everyone expects, right? Customers expect that. They want ease. They want to be able to do things on their own and get what they need whenever they want it. So, for example, that's why we thought about a client, for example, who's looking for a life coach, to not have to leave the house, to go on and find someone that's perfect for them, and be able to set up an appointment and never have to leave their couch. So that was the thought, right? Because that's what everyone expects today. And same thing with the school side. We wanted the school to be interactive with teachers, so you can take the e-learnings and then you join these live lab classes with our certified trainers, where you're in a classroom, a virtual classroom, and you get to practice and you get feedback. So it feels like you're in person, but you never have to leave your house.
That's kind of the name of the game.
Yeah.
I know that's what I look for
Yeah.
in any circumstances.
Yeah.
How can I do? And it's kind of the perfect time for that, not only from the age of technology, but as you mentioned, with a pandemic in the world.
With no end in sight.
It's not always a convenient, it's safer. And that's nice. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Do you have a lot of competition in your field?
Yes. If you're looking at life coaching in general, there's so many schools out there. And one of the things that I think really sets us apart is when we looked at our competition, and one of my partners actually went to one of our competitors before we started and took a master coaching course. And what we realized is that we can do it better, and we can do it at a much more reasonable price. And the reason why we can do that is because we've decided not to align ourselves with the industry standard, which is the ICF. They're the International Coaching Federation, or other federations like that, not just them. But coaching is not a regulated industry. And so because of that, anyone can start a coaching school and teach the art or the skills of coaching, and there's no one to regulate that. So this particular federation and other organizations like them started to create standards. And so most schools go through them and have their curriculum and everything approved, and then they have to pay this federation to get their stamp of approval. So we looked into it because we wanted to be competitive. But what we found out is that all of the schools that go through them typically end up with curriculum that's very similar, and they're not addressing some of the needs that we found that coaches actually have, which is a lot more live practice, a lot more realistic scenarios. And so we decided not to join that federation and make the training our own. And so we offer just one training that is a master level training, and you get it for one price, where our competitors almost all of our competitors have this very large tiered system. And so in order to get the best training that they offer, you're paying upwards of $10,000, where our training is less than half of that, and you're getting a master level training. We only offer one training, and we put everything that we could think of in there that would immediately help someone become an amazing coach. We took out all the fluffy stuff and just put real life situations and the tools and resources that someone would need to be a very successful coach.
I like it, especially from a training-centric perspective. We're both in the training field or have backgrounds in that, so that's music to my ears.
Yeah.
All that.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you gotten any feedback from your clients that are using your services?
So much great feedback. So one that comes to mind right away, she went through one of our competitors' programs and still didn't feel confident enough. And so we started having a conversation, and she decided to sign up for our program. And now her business is flourishing. And she's actually featured on our website and in some of our social media because she feels so strongly about the training that she received with us that she can actually go out and start coaching. We find that a lot of people who take our competitors' courses will not feel confident coaching right away. We give them so much real life coaching, live coaching training experience that by the time they take their first paying client, they feel like it's a breeze, like we've given them some really tough situations to work through so that when they come across something just average, it seems so easy for them.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. I'm excited. It's so nice to see someone's eyes light up and feel like, oh my gosh, I navigated this really tough conversation and I was able to help this person achieve their goals faster than they would be able to do it on their own, if at all.
Yeah, there's just such a good feeling coming out of learning any new skill with just sheer confidence that you can succeed.
Yeah.
And that goes, oh man, especially if it's, something you're investing a lot of time and resources in.
Yeah. Another example that I can share with you is a student that just graduated with us, and she's already a coach. She's a coach in the real estate world, and she was hired by this really large real estate company, and she coaches all of their new agents. So anyone coming into the organization who's new in the industry work with her. And she has an incredible background. She worked for some really large, very well-known retailers. And so she came with a lot of experience. So I was able to spend quite a bit of time one-on-one with her. And I was really interested to see what her skill set was based on her experience in these large retailers where, they get some really great training. But she walked away feeling so much more confident after the training with us because during those live sessions, we were able to adjust some of the scenarios so that it felt more real life to her. And now she's coaching real estate agents that she had struggled with in the past, and now they're finding some success. So that feels really good too.
Oh, I bet it does.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
What has been easy and hard about the journey of getting Moxie Coach off the ground? And what's the future hold for you?
Okay. Yeah, that's a good question. So what's been easy is working with my partners. You have to find people that you respect, that you can be completely honest with. And the three of us really sat down to identify who had the strengths, and we were really good about kind of setting our ego aside and saying, you're really good at leadership. You're going to be the leader of the three of us. I don't need to be the leader. I need to be working with the students and creating the curriculum because that's what I love to do. And then our third partner is very operational. So what's been easy is working with my partners, and what has been most difficult has been the technology. And just the what I expected was that we would create this technology and then we could move on, but that's not the case. So we're always having tech calls, which aren't my most favorite.
Sure.
But they're necessary. So luckily one of my partners really loves that part of the business, so she takes on some of that.
That's very lucky.
Yeah.
You want that person in your camp.
Yeah. And then what is coming in the future is that we're just continuing to support and grow the business, and we're doing it slowly because we want to pace ourselves and make sure that we're taking care of our students, that they have a really good experience. And what else? We are doing some white labeling, which is something I never knew about before.
What is this? I don't know about this.
I didn't know what it was either. But apparently when you create technology from scratch and it's your own creation, you can sell it to other people. And the white label means you basically just take your branding off and someone else can purchase it or rent it, their own version of it with their own branding in it. So what's great about our virtual office, which is kind of like that doctor on demand, we have some features in there that really aren't found anywhere else. And so we found another organization that has the same needs that we did. And so we're working with them right now. And they're actually white labeling part of our technology. And so we're working with our same tech company to help them with their branding and load all of their content and make sure it functions the way they want it to function. So who knows what will come from that. But yeah, it's exciting because we know that we created something really cool and someone else thought it was cool too.
Absolutely. That might be your gold mine. I know, yeah, I've worked for companies before that have been bought out strictly for their technology base and their systems. I mean, those are golden assets in this day and age.
Yeah.
So that's super exciting.
Yeah.
So I've never started my own business.
Okay.
I am just fascinated what that process looks like. So what made you want to? You worked in corporate America.
Yes.
I know what that's like.
Yes.
There's many days, many hours of the day where I dream of not doing that anymore. So tell me your journey, thought-wise, emotionally, from getting there to starting something of your own.
Yeah. So the corporate world let us go. So we really didn't have a choice. And I did not want to go back to a job like I had. I was traveling a lot. There were a lot of meetings there. It just felt like I think like a lot of people are feeling right now. It just, it doesn't fit who I am anymore and what I want for my life personally. There wasn't a lot of balance. And so I think because I worked so well with my two partners that the three of us just got together and said, we've got to do something. And so the process was simple. Like we just started creating our curriculum, and then the one partner set up the business with an accountant and an LLC and all of those things. I don't really know about that process because she took care of it, because I was really entrenched in creating all of the curriculum for the school part of our business. Yeah. So, I mean, it kind of happened over a few months and took about a year or so to get all the technology developed. And like I said, we're still working on it, but, yeah, it just kind of evolved over time. We all found our rhythm and the things that we needed to do. And, we had to set goals and we had to raise money, which is maybe a whole other conversation. But, yeah, when you're creating technology, you have to raise money. So there are just a lot of like moving parts, but it just felt like the right time. And for the three of us, we were in a place where financially we could kind of step away from our jobs and spend some time really thinking about this business and what we wanted it to be as we started creating it.
What advice would you give to people that are interested in starting their own business? We already talked about be interested in technology, embrace it. It sounds like you did a really good job right up front of delegating out roles, finding your strengths and weaknesses.
Yes.
So what else would you tell people that are interested?
If you are doing anything technology-wise, just understand that as the owner of the business, I mean, until you can afford someone or you have someone to do it, you will always be fundraising. You will always be asking for money. So if that does not seem fun, or you don't have someone on your team that thinks that is fun, then you might want to reconsider the platform or the format or how you're creating your business, right? There's some things that you can do if you are education-based business or you want to create training. There are great learning management systems online that you can use. But again, if you want to create your own technology, you will forever be fundraising. So that's my biggest piece of advice. Yeah.
Get used to asking for money.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That would
and
not
I can
be my
coach
role.
you on how to get through all of the no's that you're going to receive.
I wonder if there's some sort of platform where somebody could learn how to coach those types of things.
Yes. One of my so the three of us, we are actually on the virtual office. So I'm actually a sobriety coach.
Nice.
I've been sober for a few years, and one of my other partners is an executive and business coach. So if anyone out there is looking for that, she can help you with those things that we were just talking about.
You can get it straight from the source.
Yeah.
Well, let's plug it again. So Moxie Coach, spell it. Tell people where you can find it, where they can look into more info on it.
Yeah. www.moxie, MOXIE, coach, COACH .com.
The typical spelling, moxiecoach.com. moxicoach.com.
Yes.
Awesome. Do you have any sort of social media presence or anything like that?
Yeah, we are on Instagram. We are just starting a YouTube channel. We're actually starting a podcast where we're going to be interviewing coaches that are on our platform and not on our platform, so that individuals that are looking to be inspired by other coaches to find out what kind of niches are out there in the coaching world will be able to come to the podcast and listen to our coaches and what they're doing to build their businesses. And yeah, so
I support it. It's competition, but I still support it.
well, I think we could figure out how to. I could send some coaches your way.
That'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm going to need more people to talk to.
Okay, perfect.
It's a very lonely life staying indoors all the time.
Yeah.
Heather, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you hanging out with me. And it's good to see you again. It's been a hot minute.
Yeah, it has. Thanks, Ben. It was so good to see you and so excited for your listeners. I know you've got a good lineup of some fun people coming
there's
on.
going to be some things coming up.
I can't wait to listen.
Yes, let's tell the world about Moxie Coach. Everybody, have a great day. This wraps another episode. Stay safe out there. Love everybody. And have yourselves a fantastic day.